have been in the customer experience industry for over 10 years. And like many, I started in really humble beginnings, in call centers, working for some, big global UK brands, in customer service in Woolworths and Boots, so good high street brands in the UK. And I just, I have a real passion for the customer experience industry, and the community in the customer experience sector is just absolutely amazing. It's such a great bunch of people, so collaborative. And last year was particularly great. Yeah, I mean, obviously we had the pandemic and that was really difficult and it threw a lot of curveballs, but it gave me a lot of opportunities to be really active in the community, to, like you say, to participate in the Customer Experience 2 book, which I co-authored with 23 other global CX practitioners. And that was absolutely fantastic to see the success of that book. And then just be able to collaborate on so many things like great interviews like this and work alongside lots of other amazing professionals. Yeah, it's a really interesting question. And I think, mostly of what I can speak about is here in the UK. Now, customer experience in the UK, we're still somewhat behind compared to other global parts of the world. And I think one of the problems is that customer experience can be seen as a luxury. So we all need to practice customer experience. Every business knows to some degree its importance. But the amount of organizations that kind of put the money where the mouth is and have explicit customer experience roles is still growing in the UK. So I think the biggest impact of the industry here is that actually when budgets had to start being reduced, customer experience roles were one of the first to go. And what that meant was there was a merge between customer experience responsibilities sitting in other areas of the business. People who were already busy, who've already got really busy day jobs, lots to do, then taking on the responsibility of looking after customer experience too. So I think the biggest impact really is just the reduction of focus on customer experience, despite it actually needing a lot more focus given the situation we were in. The biggest challenge across the board in any industry is the fact that we've worked so hard to really get to understand our customers, to know them, to know their wants, to know their expectations, and to meet their needs. And then the pandemic hit and everything changed. Our customers' situations changed, their financial situations changed, their home situations changed. And we just didn't know our customers anymore. And the landscape just completely changed and so quickly that we didn't have the opportunity to learn. So as an organization, we had to adapt to just to survive. And this has meant we have to do a lot of guessing as to what our customers actually want and need and what their expectations are. We haven't had the opportunity to really get to know them again. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that organizations have faced, is just the complete unknown of how to, in reality, do the best thing for their customers. I think we're learning really quickly. So we've all had to adapt, and we've made so many changes in organization. One of the biggest ones, of course, is the slow burn digitalization. So organizations creeping towards an increased digital experience have had to just jump in with both feet into the deep end and offer this digital experience. And we've learned as we've gone along. We've listened to customers, we've had to adapt quickly, we've had to just kind of go with our gut instincts and do what really we need to do for the business to survive. So I think there's been a bit of a mix there, and we have learned, but now isn't the time to stop. So yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and yes, well, as a global nation, we're starting to come out of the pandemic, but we're not going to return to our behaviors of 2019 and early 2020. So much has changed now, and we've got such a different landscape, and customers are expecting so much more, especially from a digital perspective, that our old normal isn't going to be our new normal. So I think right now we have to continue to listen to our customers more than ever. Voice of customer is so important, as is voice of the employee. And of course, we have to be watching our processes to see what we can learn from those too. And then I think the key thing for organizations right now to overcome the struggles that COVID has put in our way is that we just need to create options. So we may now have new journeys for customers and things that are working really well for the business, but they might not be the thing that our customers actually want. So I think we need to be balanced, and we need to understand what our customers want, understand what's best for the business, and provide options for our customers to choose, and not just limit it to the new way or the old way, but have a hybrid of both. At the moment, there's loads of organisations doing really fantastic things, and we've seen leaps and bounds in new tech, and particularly things that the CX professionals can use. Something that I really love is what an organisation called Typeform are doing. So Typeform have been around ages. They do kind of like, surveys, really interactive, but they do a great one called a video ask now, and it's basically where it enables you to get face to face, not physically but digitally, face to face with your customer. And it's really personal, and there's things like this that exist. There's other organizations that are doing it, so it's not just about Typeform. I remember a few years ago I used a company called Big Ears, who didn't do visual feedback platforms, but they did an audio one. And having that extra connection with your customer, even at digital arm's length, it makes the feedback, it makes the discussions so much more emotive, and you can just hear the passion or the upset or the distress or the anger or the excitement, and it just makes feedback so much more relevant. And in a time where empathy is always important in customer experience, but when everything is becoming so digital and we are stretching further and further away from our customers, having as many emotive touch points as possible, I think, is really going to help stay close to the customer. So any kind of tech and platform like that supports us to keep close is good in my books. I think maybe just keeping on the trend of what we've just discussed there. So anything that is intuitive and emotive. So, we are undoubtedly going to continue down the road of chatbots and automation. And, we have to, that's how we scale. But it's how do we keep that personalized? And I've seen a few great organizations out there who are starting to dabble with this, but it's around not just making sure that you're always answering the customer's question at a very basic level, but you're thinking about them in way more detail. So let me just give you an example of me. One day I might ask a question and I might be in a great mood and I might be, really chilled, have all the time in the world, and the chatbot's answer is perfect for me. The next day, I might ask the same question, but I'm stressed out, I've got no time, and the chatbot gives me the same answer, but it isn't right for me at that point because my capacity is limited, my capability is reduced. So I think the way forward is for automation and chatbots to become more sensitive to your customers' feelings and emotions and capability. And you can do that by asking the right questions. But it's that intuitive automation, I think, that was going to make the big difference in the future. And that's where we absolutely need to be looking at. Just really simply that businesses have been through huge change really fast, and so have customers, and that is not going to stop anytime soon. So now is the time that you, as a customer experience professional, you are needed more than ever. So, it's a difficult industry, there is lots to do, but it's an exciting time, and we've got a whole new demographic of customers to learn from. So now's the time just to keep morale high and make sure you can show what you can do for an organization.